In business news, concern amongst users and smartphone makers prompting a clarification from the Indian Communications Minister on the installation of a state cybersecurity app on all new devices. The minister stressing users can choose to activate it and can also delete it from their phones at any time. The government says the Sanchar Sathi app is meant to verify authenticity of mobile phones and curb misuse of telecom resources. Phone makers have also been directed to push the app through to devices already in circulation via software updates. The order issued last Friday gives companies 90 days in which they have to comply and to submit a report in 120 days. And more, we have Neha Poonia. She's covering this story live for CNA from New Delhi. Neha, two parts to this question. If users can actually delete the app if they choose to, first, does that allay concerns about privacy? And if they can actually delete it if they want to, how useful would such an app be for government purposes?
Just a day after that government directive was first issued to phone manufacturers, we've now seen the Indian government go on the defensive. We heard from the Communications Minister, Jyotiraditya Scindia, outside Parliament, just hours after the criticism for that directive started coming in. And he's categorically said on record now that, this is not a mandatory feature. He's saying that users who don't want the app on their phone can actually delete it or deactivate it. He said, this is not a snooping app. The app cannot, listen to your phone calls or read the messages you're sending privately on your mobile device. He also said, that as far as this app is concerned, it's not meant for everyone. Not everyone knows this app even exists. It's aimed more at securing, mobile phones that are stolen. It helps track them. And, it's also a way to prevent scams from happening. And we've seen how in the hours since he made that statement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party has gone all out. Holding press conferences. Its ministers and spokespersons have been talking to the media, doubling down on that message as well, saying that, we've seen how effective this app is. It's helped trace 2.6 million phones. It's helped recover tens of thousands of these phones as well. And the entire idea of this is to ensure, that your mobile phone is secure. It's not meant to be, used as a tracing app as far as your communications is concerned. But as far as your question about whether or not this has actually addressed concerns and fears, sadly it's not. It's only, raised more questions according to critics. Many digital rights activists are questioning what then happens to the order that was issued on Monday, because it said categorically that this app, when it's pre-installed by phone manufacturers, it should have a functionality, meaning that it cannot be disabled. So they're now asking, does that mean the initial order that was issued stands cancelled? The government should clarify whether they're withdrawing this or there's been any change to that policy. The opposition has gone all out to say that, this is a direct infringement on the privacy rights of Indian citizens, saying that the government should not be using technology or apps to snoop on people's phones. Also, pointing out that in the past we've seen how apps can be used to plant data or other information on mobile phones. So they're also raising those concerns as far as data privacy is concerned.
Further questions about this earlier order. If it's being pre-installed by phone makers, you've got Apple saying reportedly it does not plan to follow orders. If Apple does not plan to follow the government's orders, if others follow suit, would that also not affect this plan by the government to put these apps into use?
So far we've not really heard from any of these phone manufacturers. Like you said, Reuters is, reporting, it's quoting 3 sources at Apple who are saying, or telling the news organization that they will not be able to comply with this order. The order essentially mandates that within 90 days, all new phones should have this app preloaded. It should be ready to use by the user, and there should be a feature that ensures that functionalities of the app cannot be disabled. And Reuters is claiming that Apple says it will not follow such an order because it does not follow such mandates anywhere in the world. Reuters further quoting the sources at Apple to say that this will raise privacy and security issues for the company. We've heard media reports saying that other companies like Samsung are reviewing the details of this order. But as far as that mandate to phone manufacturers is concerned, like I was telling you earlier, it has raised more questions, because if it is preloaded, if it can be, deleted and deactivated, like the communications minister is now claiming, there are some questions now about, whether or not then this is mandatory even for the phone company. So that's going to be a big question that the government will have to answer in the coming days, especially given that there's that 90-day deadline that you were talking about, to comply with that order, and then another 30-day deadline to file a report with the Indian government.
Oh, thanks. Neha Poonia there speaking to us from New Delhi.